ask, and I want you to be truthful.
What's going on here?
Nothing, my cover.
I don't have a problem with it.
What can the problem be?
Ṣeré mi tó wò yìí, miscarriage ẹ̀mẹ́fà ni mo ti ní mo yẹ dúró yìí.
Ṣọ́ọ̀bù mi ṣeré ni. Sorry, come back. Keep looking. My patience is up to the head. What me? You phone never?
Malomu papers.
Wow. How you going to share me?
Àfi jẹ wọ́n jẹ́ ìfúnni lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n jẹ.
Open the door.
Hello to the beautiful viewers of Talk to Be. It's Talk to Be, baby. Gay. Wow. This day, before I go on, I just want to encourage you. Whatever you're going through, whatever it is, whatever that is making you low at this moment, I want to tell you that you have not been forgotten. God is there for you. There are people that are going through worse situations and they are still thanking God. So, brace up, thank God, and believe that better days are ahead. I welcome you to another beautiful episode of Talk to Be. Today, I have a guest in the studio who have, such an unbelievable story. Such story that you say, me, lie, I will not take it. But then, we are different and we react to things differently. Before I introduce my guest, I'll go for a short break. When I'm back, you will meet her. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please do. You can also follow me on Facebook as Abiola Ayomide Adebayo. I am Biola Bayo1 on Instagram. My name is Dr. Abiola Adebayo Akinrinde. Please note that all views and opinions expressed on this show are solely that of my guest. They are not of me, neither is it of Talk to Be as a whole. I'll be right back.
Talk to Be. Share your experience.
Thank you for staying tuned. In case you're just joining, you're watching Talk to Be. So, like I said earlier, that I have my guest in the studio with me. So join me as I welcome her. How are you doing, ma'am?
Fine, thank you.
Good to have you in the studio.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
All right, let's meet you. What's your name? What do you do?
I'm Josephine Akirinlola. Presently, I'm not working, and so.
Okay. Are you on social media at all?
Yeah, on Facebook.
You're on Facebook. As what?
As Josephine Adebayo Akirinlola.
Akirinlola. Okay. All right. Let's go to your story.
Yeah. I am a 45-year-old sickle cell patient. So, was diagnosed at the age of 7, actually. Though my parents, when I was very small, my mother had to take me to her grandmother then, because she didn't even know the actual cause of the sickness when I was an infant.
Okay.
So she had to take me to her for, as in, all these olden people now, olden days and that. So, but they eventually discovered that it was sickle cell.
When you were 7?
When I was 7 in Owo, Ondo State.
Okay.
So I had to be taken back to my parents in Lagos to continue my life. And since then, it's been like that. Then by the
Are you the only sickle cell in the family?
In the family, out of 5, I'm the only one.
Oh,
the eldest of the females.
Oh.
So I'm the only one.
Okay.
So with good care, I've been surviving, as in I've been doing well. I went to primary school, secondary school. I graduated, and I also had to put in for my master's. I have my master's degree. That was in 2008.
What did you study?
I studied office administration as for the first degree. Then my master's, I did MBA marketing management.
Okay, what school?
That was Lautech.
Okay,
So
okay. Please go ahead with your story.
in 2003 actually, my final year, I was sick, so I had to be in the hospital. And my final exam was coming. Was taken to the hospital, military hospital Ikoyi then, and eventually they treated me. They treated the crisis I had then. Then they discovered that I also have appendix, so we did the appendicectomy. Then after that, after the discharge, I studied at the hospital, then went in for the exam. Thank God that it was even the best result I had all through the semesters. The one I didn't even stay in class, the one I read at the hospital was the best from all the semester. I came up with upper. Then a few months after that, we were supposed to go for a youth service. That I noticed that my legs were becoming heavy. So for me to take a leg, I will feel as if this is a stone. You know, the pains, I started feeling pains in the hip. Then it was like so heavy for me to take a step. So we had to go to orthopedic hospital, Igbobi. So that was where they diagnosed that I'm having necrosis of the femoral head. That's the head of the hip, the femur, is broken, so it needs to be replaced. But then, we are talking of 2003.
Wow.
The doctor there told me that they are not doing transplants for hip at that time, that maybe if I can get opportunity to go abroad to do it, or I manage myself, maybe in future or for a lifetime, I have to manage with my clutches. So that was how we were discharged, and I moved on. I went for my youth service. When I got to the camp, the management of the camp, they realized that you can't cope. They had to redeploy me back to Lagos. I was posted to Cross River State.
Okay.
But I was redeployed to Lagos. From Abuja, they sent message to Abuja that there is someone here. The moment they heard that she's a sickle cell and she also has this issue with her legs, so they had to redeploy me back to Lagos, where I came to serve.
Okay.
Then being in Lagos, I was opportunity to be posted to Wema Bank
Okay.
as a youth corper. Then when I was there, that was where I met my husband.
Okay.
He came in the company of his mother. They came to check disease account, because when someone dies, if you don't know, maybe the person has an account with a particular bank, you just have to go to all the banks in the country, one by one.
Wow.
Yes. If you have someone that dies and you don't even know where the person has the money but you just feel the person has an account
Somewhere.
Somewhere. So you have to.
But usually you will know his or her account.
That's if you are close to the person and if the person confides in you.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So if you don't know, you have the right to go to all banks, one after the other. Even if they are 50, you can go to them.
Wow.
So that was the day they came in, that they want to confirm maybe their father has an account with us. So as the customer service officer, I checked, then I gave them their response. That was where we met. He talked to me after that, and afterward, he would come around to check on me and talk to me, woo me. But I am somebody that don't just give in to any advance. So I will just look at it, because I have to be very careful when making decision. Because of the genotype. The moment you make a mistake about it is a serious one. So I studied him for some time. Then I went to his place, went to the house. The mother was still living with the mother. And I observed that, okay, the mother was even happy That so she treated me, even at times whenever she's going to the market, she would say I should join her. I would join her, we'll go to the market. Then I was still like a friend to him, but later, then he came up. He opened up to me on some things that his life. I was surprised that, okay, a man going to 40, above mid 30. That was 35, 36 years at that time. So I was like, okay,
How
you should
old
be
were
a
you at
graduate.
that time?
And then I was 26.
Okay.
I was like, you should be a graduate, of course. Speaks very well, fluent, and dresses well. So I gave in, and then later I asked him some questions, and he told me, he said, okay, you should be a graduate. Where did you graduate from and all that? You know all those questions now. Yeah. He now said he's a dropout. So, but he actually attended different universities. But why dropout? What happened? He explained, sometimes there will be riots, cultism and all that. He opened on to me. I said, but he now said, he started crying, and he said he has changed and is no more into all that. So I said, well, later I considered it, then I said, okay, but since it has been like this, you can still move forward. It is only when you fall or you make a mistake and you're not ready to change or amend the mistake, that's when you have a problem. So you can pick up whatever it is and move on.
Yeah.
So you have to, like, not minding your age, you have to go back to school. So because the mother knows this story and she sees me that I'm maybe the cool type, I wouldn't know, but I saw that she was happy that
at least you were pushing
there will be a positive influence on his life. So he showed me, when I asked, I said, how do you expect me to believe that? So it showed me the evidence, a newspaper published at that time.
The evidence of what?
Of the being rusticated.
Oh, okay.
So, and the police reports that they said they shouldn't take him in any university. But fortunately for him, they lifted the ban.
Oh, okay.
Before we met. So they've lifted it. So I told him, now that they've lifted it, you have to go back to school. Though you won't have anyone to sponsor you because you have abused the opportunity that your parents would have given you. So I told him, you have to go back then. Your O-level is there. Take form. People go to adult school and you go to part-time. So you can still do it. So that was the plan. But as I said that, I also planned to go for my own master's. And I don't even like coming out with bad grades when you are in school. So I had to tell them that I will be concentrating on my school. Then because I'm a new graduate, I have to concentrate on the job. Then after my youth service, I got a job with a stockbroking firm.
Okay.
So I said I have to concentrate. I have to put my all in my job. Then I have to also concentrate on my master's. So that was the agreement. So I said, you may not be able to see me often as expected. So we have to give ourselves gap. During this time, I've not allowed him to touch me. I was still a virgin then. So we all moved on. So later, I left the stockbroking firm. I got a job with the bank where I served. So I joined them. Then after this, then when I told him that I've gotten a job, he came around to my office, my new office, to locate the place. He told me the good news about getting a job with Oceanic Bank.
Okay, at that time.
Oceanic Bank of then. So, and got so good. He was placed under the MD of the bank as one of the drivers because he knows how to drive. I actually told him that you know how to drive, you are very good. Pick up a driving job. Did
he go back to school?
That was after he got the job. You know, I said, okay, you need to sponsor yourself. Okay. So he had to take form. Okay. So
he got the job first.
Got the job, then he applied and he eventually graduated from University of Nigeria. So,
wow.
So I had to go to where he lives, and eventually he deflowered me, and after this, I got pregnant. I had our first child. But he was like he was not ready and all that. When I met my parents, this is what happened. Because of my health, I can't do any abortion. So I said, if you are not ready, if you don't want to take the pregnancy, no problem, I'll take it. I have a good job. I'll take care of my baby and I'll take care of myself. Thank you.
But why though?
I don't know. He said he was not ready. Was not ready. And he has another person he wants to marry. So what will I do?
After how many years?
From 2005 to 2008. That's almost
3 years.
3 years plus
Okay.
before I gave in and got pregnant eventually. So I pressed on. I pushed on. I continued living my life with my child. I had my job. I was taking care of my baby. When I was pregnant, he didn't show up. The only time I saw him was when he invited me to an eatery that we should talk, because I told him, I want to see you. Let's talk. I'm pregnant for you. You still have to do something. But
That was after the pregnancy, before the baby.
that was before I put to bed.
Okay.
So we talked, but there was nothing. It didn't yield anything. So then later I put to bed through CS. The baby was not even up to term too, because of my health. The moment it was 6 months going to 7 months, I fell sick and they had no option than to admit me and bring out the baby. That was for the first child. Then after almost 2 years, no, not 2 years, after it came, when the baby was growing, he came around to check on the baby, maybe because my baby was beautiful or whatever. You know men now, because you have seen what you don't want before. You now see that, I like this. He was coming around to check on the baby. And buy whatever, just little things for the baby then. But it doesn't matter to me because I have my job. So then after my daughter was 3+, that very day, it just came around suddenly. I had to move in with my parents from where I was living because I need proper care when I was pregnant. So I had to move in and my daughter was there also. So they had to transfer me to a branch closer to their place.
Parents' place. Okay.
So we moved in with them and he came around when my daughter was 3+. So I was surprised. He came, started pleading again, crying and begged my parents. But eventually, we still said, okay. My daddy said, okay, you already have a child with him. So my dad tried to study his genuineness and also preach to him and talk to him, believing maybe he has actually turned a new leaf, as in he has given his life to Christ. So, but not knowing that he was just pretending. So after that, he came around again with the family members. They came for the introduction, we accepted them and we did the engagement, we did our wedding, went to the registry. So we were married legally and we went home. So while in the marriage, we started misbehaving because of the leg issue. We say, can you go out with me in public like this? I'm even ashamed of you, this and that. I said, but you saw me like this before you came to meet me.
Okay.
So, well,
You already had the leg issue
before I even met him at all.
Okay.
Before I even went for my youth service.
Okay.
You saw this. So, it was not as serious as this then because it was as I'm growing older, the leg, the bones, they are
Getting weaker.
weaker, yes, getting weaker. So he started complaining. I said, sometimes I will be so scared that I will sleep with one eye. So, but God helped me. I got pregnant shortly after the marriage, after our wedding ceremony. So I got pregnant, and that was when I got pregnant with the twins. So there were so many things that I can't even start saying them now. I know what I actually saw. I know. I can't tell my story. I can't finish it in a day.
I get you.
So these are just a few of the things I experienced. So it was like a hell, being in hell. So whenever I go to work, it was later I discovered that my husband would bring in different women. Calculatively, someone said maybe she has seen, our neighbor has seen like up to 5 different people that comes. That will cook soup, it will be in the kitchen. Who knows what would have happened? Who would have tampered with it when I was not around? So, but to the glory of God, I was alive. I am alive. And when it got to the 5th month of my pregnancy, so I was very sick.
Okay.
So I'm always having low blood level. My PCV goes down. I just, crisis, sickle cell crisis. So I went for my antenatal, and when I got there, the doctors observed me and they said, you can't continue. Now this is the 5th month, but we are going to manage you till you get like maybe 6 months. Then we'll look at the growth of the babies in your womb and see what we can do about it. So when I went for the antenatal at 5 months, they checked, they saw that it was the babies, that's twins. The pregnancy was twins. So they said, okay, I have to stay back. I have to be on bed rest. Go tell my office that I'm not coming. I have to be at the hospital. So they had to like, okay. So I was at the hospital the 6th month. I was there until the 6th month. Immediately it was the 6th month, the doctors checked. They said, okay, now your strength is failing. You don't have energy again. So we have to take out the baby so that the baby will survive, and you also will be in good health, because the babies in your womb, they are relying on my own energy. So you understand me?
I do.
They rely on my energies to survive, so they have to bring them out on time, so I can use the little strength I have for myself and not for 3 people. So
you didn't have enough strength
to carry on
for the 3 of you.
Yes, blood and all that. So they called my husband. This is what they want to do. But my husband said no. They shouldn't do any CS, that they should manage me. I should be able to carry that pregnancy to term. I said, this is not possible. It is not possible. My EDD is supposed to be April. Should be in April then. We were in January at that time. We were in January. So, but today is my baby's birthday. The twins, today is their birthday as I speak.
Oh, happy birthday to the twins.
Thank you.
God bless them all.
Thank you. So it was in January. I said, the doctor said she can't go on, she can't go further than this. So they said he should sign. He said he was not going to sign. When it wanted to turn to argument, because my mother is always with me everywhere I go, always there, supporting me. She's a woman, so a man may not even be allowed to stay in the ward or something.
With you.
Moreover, is not available. So, but I had to call on my dad that this is what the doctors say. My husband does not want to sign, and he had to come around. He came around to tell the doctors that please go ahead. She's my daughter. Even the babies, they are my grandchildren. So if he doesn't want them, they should go ahead. So he signed, and they did the CS. The babies were out and they were put in the incubators.
Okay.
So he disappeared. After the 3rd day, he came around, because when the babies were out, I was already weak and not fully awake. So not like I died, but not in full coma.
You were unconscious.
Very unconscious, and my BP was so high, like I think it was about 300 or so, almost 300. So I was like, it was not coming down. It was not coming down, and all the doctors need to do was to look for a way to bring down the blood pressure. So they got that there is an injection that they can use in bringing it down, but they don't have in that hospital at that time. They called general hospitals, they don't have, but they had in Lutz. Lutz has it on their shelf, but it was just only one that was remaining. And you know, this hospital may even want to use it for their own patient too, but they begged and they sent someone to take a bag from Ikoyi to Lut to go and bring it. That was it. But while I was still unconscious, I was lying down. I could hear people talk. I was hearing the doctors standing beside my bed. So I was hearing them saying they hope this lady will make it before this guy comes with the injection.
Oh God.
They just hope that our three of them, that they hope I'll make it before they come back with the injection. But to the glory of God, the person came back with a bike and they gave me the injection. The blood pressure came down. So after that, on the third day, that was when I was able to at least have small strength, and I was in the ward. My husband came around. I said, they said you've not been around. He said he went somewhere. He has a business he's pursuing and all that.
He was not around for 3 days.
I was not okay. And I was not even...
No, according to what you were saying or what you just said, that he came the third day.
Yes, he came the third day. But that was when I was fully conscious. So, and we talked. I managed to stand up. We talked and discussed. We talked about his job. We planned on getting a boss. Maybe he lost his job with Cecilia Ibru then. You know, when the bank folded up.
Oh, okay, Oceanic Bank. Okay.
He lost his job and he was not working.
Okay.
So he was just doing business. If there's this small business, he would do it and all that. So to sustain, and I said there's no problem. We can easily get a loan because I work in the bank, so we can get a loan. He said he will buy a bus and he will drive himself, and so that he won't give it to someone to do and they will mismanage it.
Okay.
So that was the plan. But that was the last I saw of him until after 10 years.
Eh?
So...
No, I don't. Please explain that. After the third day you had your baby, that he came to the hospital to see you, that was the last time you saw him. You saw your husband.
Yes. We checked the babies in the incubator together. Though we didn't enter there, they said we should not touch them. You know, they are still fragile.
Of course.
So
we checked. Because of infection.
The third day, yes.
Eh.
So he said he was coming. Then I didn't see him again. Then on the 8th day, we'll do a naming ceremony now. We're still at the hospital now. The babies are there in the incubator, so we need to give them name. So I called. You have not been showing. If I call, he doesn't pick my call. And on the 8th, I said, we have not even given baby's name. You are supposed to come around. He said, I should find my way. And then I'm okay with everything. He actually paid some money. Okay. When he came around, he didn't give me the money.
He paid the hospital?
Yes, he gave it to my mom.
Oh, okay.
I think he gave it, yes, he gave it to my mom. He didn't pay it. So I was expecting him to come before the 8th day for us to give the baby's name. So though we have jokingly in the house when we didn't know they were twins, we giving a name to one of them. So I was expecting us to give the second, as in give the names, if he had more. So he didn't show up. And whenever we were in the house at that time, he would threaten me. And he even said there's no way he would allow my mom to come to the house. Because I was telling that, okay, when I put to bed now, how are we going to do it? Am I going to come to the house? My mom will join us? Or how do you want us to do it? Planning as a woman now, so that things will be okay when I put to bed. He doesn't want my mother to come around. If I don't want trouble, I said, why? I'm a witch. My mother is a witch and all that. Said, so?
He said you are a witch.
Though he has eaten up all those words now.
Okay.
Okay.
At that time.
Yes.
So he said you were a witch and your mom too.
So he didn't come around on the 8th day too. So when I called, he told me to find my way. So after some months, we were discharged, and
some months.
They were
incubators,
so they were very small then. So they were in the incubators, and I was okay. I have regained my strength, but you need to stay around for your babies. You can leave
of
them and go, but you should be coming back to
Back,
check on them.
yeah.
So, but later they discharged
Discharged
us and we managed them at home, but we still come to the hospital for them to be properly monitored. So I called. He said I should find me. So when we now went home, he didn't pick my call, and he said he must not see my mother. So I had to tell my dad. My dad called. He said, with respect, he doesn't want him to disturb him at all. Said, ah. So they now asked my youngest sister, our last born, to come with me to the house since he doesn't want my mother to come. So she came with me. She followed me to the house. When I got there, I didn't meet him. In fact, I didn't meet some of his luggages. I didn't meet some of his things. And I called. It was different people that would pick the calls. Very young girls. They would pick my call and insult me. They would curse me, curse my children. So, but it doesn't mean anything to me. My life is very important. So eventually, when I waited for like 2 days, but the babies were still very tender. So, and the house we were in, there was cold. So, and with my own condition and my little sister, we can't manage these babies ourselves. It will be risky. So we had to, like, Daddy, we have to come back. He's not showing up. It's not showing up. Even when someone told me he's living with one man 2 streets away, I tried to go there. When I got there, I saw him. I said, why are you doing this and all that? I knelt down, pleading that, come home. Why are you doing this to us? What did I do? What is my offense? He even threatened me, told the old man he was sitting down with, maybe they will hit me with charm. Maybe you want to die, you don't want to nurse your children by yourself. They had to run. That was it. So I went back to my parents and I was taking care of my children. So that's it. I was taking care of them, but I lost my job afterward in about 7 years ago. I was taking care of them, managing my health. But that 7 years, before these 7 years that I lost my job, my leg got so serious. Got so serious that, in fact, it's because of the love they have for me that they had to, like, allow me to continue to work, because it was really affecting my job. So I would go to the hospital, go to the hospital every week. And it's not like you're going to come back to work or something. So as an officer, they need me to put attention and manage the people under me too. So, but unfortunately, they eventually asked me to go and stay back, and they actually supported me. So since then, I was seriously sick that was during COVID. It was so serious at Lutz that my ex-colleagues, they had to donate money to assist then for me to receive treatment. The surgery, I'm supposed to do surgery, but they couldn't because I don't have the fund. I don't have the fund to do my surgery.
What surgery were you
To
supposed
do the
to
hip transplant.
Hip
Transplant for the 2 hips, because it was the left hip initially. The second one got affected. I was managing the right hip. So the left one that was not okay before, so the right one now got affected. So the two, they are very weak. So I have to, like, there were so many rules. You don't take bike. You don't climb stairs. In fact, now as I'm speaking, if I sleep, I don't even sleep more than 2 hours in a day these days, because if I sleep on this side, it is pains. Sleep on the other side, pain. Sometimes I will carry pillow. You know how pregnant women, in the night, we put pillow at the back, sit down. I'll sit like this from like 11 p.m. till like 5.
Jesus.
Now, that is how the condition is. The pain is so serious now. I have, on several occasions, tried to see maybe I'll get cheaper, because I have someone that did surgery in India. So the man is late, and he's an SS too. He was an SS. So he died at the age of 70-something. So he did the surgery in India. So it was successful, and he managed himself for like 10 years before he eventually died. That's from 60-something to 70-something before he died. He managed the leg. But if I check, I'll see 20-something million. affected. So where will I get that kind of money? And when I went to lawsuit, they were talking about like 9 million, but they put clause that the bone, we have different types of bone. If you want to buy bones, we have the one that will last you for like 5 years, you come and replace it. Another one for 10 years, you come back to change it. So I was like, okay, you go, they replace your bone. Another 5 years, you come back again, they change the bone, cutting and all that. So, but yet, the fund is not available. All the money I saved, I expended them on my children because this man has not shown up since then. Though 2 years ago, I reported him to the court, and they said he should start supporting me with the kids. But he told them that it's no job. He doesn't have any job at this time. So he does up till now that he doesn't have a job. So he's so sorry he won't be able to support now. But when he secures a job, he will start carrying his responsibility. What will I do? I've been living from hand to mouth. My friends. So when I realized that I don't think this man is coming back home, I had to go back to my parents since then. So I went back, they took care of me, and I went back to my job. So that has been how it has been, as in I've been going to work, taking care of the kids. But 7 years ago, my leg issue got so serious that it started affecting my whole body, and it affected my job, and I got disengaged. So because I was limping on one leg before. It was the issue on the left leg. But unfortunately, the right leg got affected. So both hips now are weak. So when I went to the hospital at Igbobi Orthopedics, they said I need to have the 2 hips replaced. So I have 2 hips two surgeries to do now, the right and left. Instead of one initially. So they said I'm putting too much pressure on the hip, that I shouldn't be walking too much. But Nigeria now, or Lagos State, or Lagos, you have to hustle. So that has been the issue with the legs. And these days, the pain is always so serious. When I got admitted at Lutz, like 5 years ago, I was thinking maybe the cost of the surgery will be low, but unfortunately, we couldn't afford the surgery. They managed me with the assistance of my colleagues, ex-colleagues, and older ones, and my parents and siblings. They all assisted. I was managed, and I returned home, but still not able to do the surgery, and I've been going in and out of the hospital. But these days, sleeping is so difficult. I'll take sleeping tablets, overdose most of the time. Then they observed that this thing is getting too much on me. Lutz referred me to the psychiatric unit. So I was going to the psychiatric unit for like a year, seeing the psychiatrist. For 1 year, they were managing me. I would tell them, I'm okay. They said, no, you are not still okay. They said, you are not in your right senses. And that was actually true, because sometimes I run into depression. Can I even remember a time that I almost committed suicide because I got tired of everything. The pain was not subsiding. And when I even thought of my children, there is no job. I don't have a job. My parents are aged. My father is about 75 years of age. He has been the one going with me everywhere I go to.
He brought you here.
He brought me here now too.
Daddy,
he goes with me to the hospital.
So much. Thank you for everything. Thank you for standing by her. We really appreciate you. Well done, sir. At your age, 75, you still take her about. God bless you, sir. You will live long enough to enjoy the fruit of your labor.
Amen.
You will not struggle at old age.
Amen.
You will not enjoy them on a sick bed.
Amen.
God will sustain you. He will keep you. And the mom too,
Amen.
by God's grace. Thank you,
Amen.
sir.
Amen.
Please go ahead.
My kids, as good as they are, as brilliant as they are, I cannot even afford to take them to a standard school. It's one of these cheap schools around. It pains me so much, and this is because I don't have a job. I have been living from hand to mouth. If I need to pay school fee, I will have to source funds around. As little as the school fee is, I will have to beg ground, save every time I want to pay school fee. Now the school has resumed. There is no hope for that also now. I have to like call one or two friends, call my siblings. They don't have good jobs. My parents are old, and it's not like I'm receiving pension or anything. So
How old are your children?
my children, I have a 16-year-old daughter. She has, yes,
firstborn.
to the glory of God, I've been able to see her through secondary school.
Okay.
She wrote her WAEC last year, so she's waiting presently to get admission into their institution. Then the twins that they left the other time, they are now in GSS 2.
Is our result good?
Her result is good.
Okay.
Her result is good, but the JAMB, she has to sit for
Okay.
JAMB.
Okay.
So
And the twins?
the twins are now in GSS 2. I took their father. He doesn't have any. I took him to the court like 2 years ago when I said I saw him after 10 years. But unfortunately, when I made my investigation, I went to the area
You
where
didn't see him for 10 years.
for 10 years, I didn't set my eyes on him for a good 10 years. So when I made the investigation
Does
in the
he
area
call
he lives,
to check on the
he
children in
doesn't
those
call.
10 years?
He doesn't call. He
At
called
all?
like once or twice, but calling was like when I was calling, I was disturbing that you are not. Why are you doing this to us? He called. Then later, maybe once, he called, said he wants to. They were still like maybe around 2 years, but since then they've never set their eyes on him before.
So
Until 2 years ago that I said, that was
They
10
came.
years. Yes,
that he
because I
came
took them
say-
to the court. That was why he saw them.
Oh.
He wouldn't have seen them up till now.
Okay, so what?
So, but when we got to the court also, he said he doesn't have a job. And there is, up till now, nothing is forthcoming from the case. So that is aside. I also made the investigation. I went to the area he lives. I observed that he has given birth to so many children. Many other children, like, apart from my 3 kids, he has like 9 other children from different women, about 3 to 4 other women. So he has like 12 children now.
12?
And is this the person I will rely on? Presently, he doesn't have anything to offer. And I need to take care of these children. I want them to be okay in everything they do. I'm not working, and I want them to live a good life. I want to take care of them and also take care of my health. In fact, I sacrifice my joy, my every kobo I have for them, because I don't want them to feel the impact of not having a father. In them, though my father is playing, he's doing his job very well, but he's old. Doing the father figure, it doesn't even allow them to feel any impact that their father is not available. But it is not enough. I need help. My health is getting worse by the day. These children, I want to give them good life. I want to stay back to raise them also. I want to see their days of joy. And God has taken me this far at 45 years of age as a sickle cell. And I believe he will still take me further.
Amen. Amen.
So,
What do you want?
I actually want to have a good health. My surgery is important. The last one I checked with the Indian hospital was about 8,000 USD. That's the cheapest I could get.
Indian hospital in Nigeria.
In India. In India. But I got that they are doing the surgery in Nigeria now. But the last I checked like a month ago, that I spoke with the doctor I normally chat with in India, that was the cost, apart from maybe other side expenses. So my children, I want them to have.
So for the surgery, like, how much are you looking at? Is there no way you can do hip replacement surgery in Nigeria?
They can do it. They said they can do it.
Let's talk about in Nigeria.
They can do it.
I'm not saying don't go to India,
No.
But I'm saying that you know the rates of
Of dollars.
dollar now. You know the dollar rates now. So if you can have it in Nigeria, we have good hospitals in
They
Nigeria.
are actually managing me at Lutz.
Oh, okay, I understand. Okay.
Pre-surgery management.
Yes, I
they
get
they are
that.
managing me
But that's
presently.
not where you want to have the surgery.
I can have it there if
You
I'm
can.
okay. But the
that's what I'm
pace,
saying.
the rate at which the management is going. When I spoke with the doctor at India, he said that management can be done within a space of a month or two. As in, for me to be okay, because they said I have bone infection, and that bone infection won't allow them do the surgery immediately. They have to first of all manage it. But I've not been going to the hospital because of the cost of getting treatment.
Okay, so
The management is not even coming. As I cannot even manage the bone infection now. I had to put it to a hold because of the children's welfare.
I get. Now, what can you do with your health?
With my health, I've actually been trying to secure a job remotely. I have a laptop, and actually one of my bosses assisted me with one. And I've been trying to see if I can get a remote job to work from home.
Okay.
Though the time has to be considered, because I can't sit for too long, and I can't stand for too long, can't sit for too long. So I'm looking for a remote job that maybe within 2, 3, 4 hours job in a day that I can do and get something to be able to take care of these children, their education and other things. So then I can also get a space within my environment and sell provision. I can sell provision, all these candies, biscuits and all that, because I know it will sell well in the area.
Okay.
But majorly, I just want my children. All this I'm doing it because of the kids, so that I'll be able to have a source of income to raise them well, give them good education, and let them be in good health. So the sister is waiting for admission now, and the twins, they're in JSS2 in their present school.
Okay. What about your health? What do you want?
As for my health, I said the other time that I'm trying to manage the bone infection, but cannot afford the cost of managing it, because I need to visit Lutz and orthopedic Igbobi like every 2 weeks. But I've not been going because of the cost implications. So then, supposing I've been able to go, I've been going, maybe by now it would have improved and they will book me for the surgery. But because I've not been going, it's like it has been on hold for now, for some time.
So are you looking at doing the surgery at
Yeah.
Bobi or Luth?
Actually, people are talking about doing the surgery in India, and I've seen someone that did it in India, but I cannot afford that right now because there's no job, no husband, nothing, no source of income. So and Lud has assured me that they can do it. They will invite expertise. Then Bobi too can do it. So the two hospitals, they've been managing me.
Okay.
So they can do
if
it
you
because
want
of the
to-
cost will be high if I decide to go to India, even though it will be a good job. But Lutz and Bobi has assured me of a good job too.
Okay, so if you're doing it in Nigeria, maybe Luth or Bobi, how much would be the cost? And if you're doing it, if you have to travel to India for the hip transplant, how much would be the cost?
To go to India to do the surgery would cost me like 30 million naira. That's about, I think the last one they said was like $8,000 to $9,000.
Okay.
$8,000 to $9,000, but that was a long time ago. The current conversion rate, it would have gone up above 20, but in Nigeria,
30 million naira, does that include your traveling expenses, the person that will go with you and everything?
Yes, that's
30
the 30 million. But the cost of the surgery itself is about 20. So to include someone going with me and the expenses, the other accommodation and everything over there, that's why it's up to that 30 million. According to, I have it on my, I can show it to you.
When was that?
That was last year.
Okay.
That was last year.
Okay,
so
the difference might not be still
that
much.
was last year.
Okay, so if you are doing it in
Nigeria, I shouldn't spend more than 20 million naira.
If you are doing it in Nigeria for 20 million and in India for 30 million, are you sure of this calculation?
What happened is that the last time in Nigeria was not presently. The last price I'm telling you is not the present. It's about 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
But the Indian aspect of it is also, I had to go to like 4-5 hospitals to check in India. It is the cheapest of all that I'm talking about. I have other ones that would cost like 40 to 50 million for
yeah,
India.
I get you
But
now.
the cheapest I could get
Was about
about
20 million,
yeah, 30,
with
yeah.
other expenses.
Yes.
Okay.
But in Nigeria also, the bones differ. We have some bones that they will tell you within 5 years you have to change, another 10 years you change. But there are other bones that are very strong that will serve you for a very long time.
Okay.
That maybe, from age of 45 now, maybe I'll be able to use it for another 20 years or 30. So, I won't need, by 70, I won't need to start replacing bone. I'll just manage myself. So that's it.
Okay. For your children, what do you want?
I just want them to, education is very important to me. In fact, the last time, what I experienced last time, they were sent home from school because I couldn't pay the school fee. It's so small, but I was ashamed because it has never happened to me. When I was working, I pay my children's school fee. In fact, even before the resumption, or the first week of resumption. But these days, it has not been. Who feed? Feeding is so difficult these days. If you look at the present state of things in this country, to feed 3 children, inclusive myself, and also consider my drugs. I don't take my drugs as I should take. My children, they don't feed the way they should. Then talk about their education, clothes, so many things that have been, has not been easy for me. So
it's okay.
But I don't have a man to run to. Supposing this man is there to assist, at least I'll be relieved. If I beg for 10,000 naira and I get it, the first thing I put as my priority on the list will be my children. So talking about myself is just the last on the list. So I want my children to be okay, and I also want to have good health too, so that I'll be able to see them get to that level in life where I desire for them to be. When I took him to court 2 years ago, he was asked to start giving us upkeep of 35,000 naira. In the meantime, and there was plan to review it in a few months then. But unfortunately, and they asked him to pay the school fee of the children also, and also give them medical care. But unfortunately, he said he doesn't have a job. So, but I can only state that since that time up till now, he sent 7,000 naira. He sent me 7,000 naira, and since he said he doesn't have a job, what can I do?
He was
Someone
only
that has
able
up
to
to
give you 7,000.
He was able to give me 7,000 naira. He sent 7,000 naira to my account. So apart from the day we went to the court, that he paid like 30,000 naira then for the past 2 years now, 7,000 naira to my account. But because he said he doesn't have a job, well, there's nothing I'll do. So just have to manage, because someone that has about 12 children, 9 other apart from my 3 kids. So he has a family is living with presently, and it's very certain that every one of the kids will be on him. So
God will bless him too.
Amen. I pray that God gives him a good job, so that he will live up to,
at least take care of
his children, carry his responsibility.
The one outside and the one inside. Sir, God will continue to bless you. He will bless the work of your hands. He will favor you. He will give you everything it takes to be a good father.
Amen.
Every resources, good health, wisdom, help, and assistance that you need to take care of your children, God will give you.
Amen.
You please continue to pray for him.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
yeah, continue to pray for him, and God will help you to
Amen.
be able to take care of your children to your
Amen.
expectations and
Amen.
even beyond.
Amen.
I want you to specially thank your parents.
Yeah.
Please say something to
Yeah,
them.
it's a very big thank you to my parents because they are great. They are the greatest gift that God has given me.
Okay.
They've been around, and God has actually spared their lives to be with me in this journey. I would have gone, long gone. I would have gone. I would have gone. I'm saying it. I would have gone. I would not have been alive today. But I thank them. I thank God. Last year, I suffered partial stroke. Though my private doctor told me that it's because I've not been managing my health well, and I've been going, as in my PCV has been going up and down. It has been very low. At times it will be 12%, 15%, and the least I'm supposed to have is about 30% at least. But my PCV coming to 12, between 12, 14, 15, 16 is very low. And unfortunately for me, I'm not someone that the vein is so visible. So they had to do a cut down beside my heart, on my chest, each time I need to be admitted for them to do blood transfusion. I don't even have the capacity to go to the hospital, the cost, to the hospital to get treatment. So I keep managing, drinking herbs, managing with multivitamin. I cannot take blood tonic. People say don't take blood tonic, they take only multivitamin, and anything that has iron, you cannot take it. So, and the only option for me is just for them to cut, because they can't find my vein. They have to cut a part of my chest here. They will pass the pipe in, and for them to transfuse blood most times. But I thank God. That's how things have been with me. I also want to use this as an opportunity to thank my older colleagues, ex-colleagues, friends and family, my siblings. The journey has not been an easy one, but God has been faithful. I thank God for my life, where I am presently.
Well done. What has your story taught you? What has your life taught you?
My story in life, it has taught me to be very careful when choosing. I will tell younger ones, you should be very careful. Though everything is with God's grace in life, His grace, we don't know how to do it. It is God that is doing everything for us. And whatever God has destined to happen will definitely happen. But nevertheless, we should take precaution. We should do our own part by doing thorough investigation. Be calm, be patient. Before you move into any relationship, actually.
Do you think you didn't do well enough?
I tried my best. Even though I've been mocked by so many that why you saw somebody like this, you still went ahead and you gave in to his request. But it's you know it was so difficult for you to know when someone is lying. You know, someone that presented himself cried, shed tears, and also showed me evidence. Well, so, and it's not like, okay, I want sex or something. He deflowered me at almost 30 years of age. So where would I say I've gone wrong? But yet, nevertheless, we still need to be, we should still take extra caution as ladies, even as men. Then I will advise that people should always do genotype before they marry and all that. So it has taught me a lot of things then. That's it. That's it about life. Then we should be prayerful, and we should always put God in everything we are doing. Then your attitude is also, attitude to life is very, very important. Wherever you are, have a good attitude with people, because you don't know where you will need their help.
Aside God, I know God has sustained you. What else do you think has sustained you?
Determination. Determination. I told you I suffered a partial stroke last year. But what I observe is that in all of this, I've been conscious of life from the age of 2. As in, I can remember everything I've been doing from the age of 2, 3. Yes, my experience from when I was with my great grandmother. Everything everyone has they've done to me, I can remember very well. Those that mock me, those that think I was a witch, those that look at me. So many things I can recall. I can recollect everything. You understand? And the determination has been there from my childhood that I won't give up. And I observe that whenever I fall sick, I have never for a day on my hospital bed look at myself as a dead person. I've never for once go into crisis and look at myself like how I was going to die. I've never. I observed this. I even told my pastor and I told my doctor that what I just observed is that I've never given up on life. That's it. I've never given up. No matter how hard things may be, I always look at it that God knows why, and I've never for once said, Mama Pada Kunoni, no. I've never said this to myself. And I still look at myself that I'm still going to get to this particular age in life.
By God's grace.
So that is it. That I know. I know God.
I'm happy for you, and by God's grace, you will live long
Amen.
enough in good
Amen.
health, in peace of mind,
Amen.
in health, with sound mind.
Amen.
By God's grace, you will
Amen.
not die. God that
Amen.
has sustained you, He will sustain you more.
Amen.
He will sustain all of us. He will keep us. None of us will
Amen.
die.
Amen.
So everyone watching, God will keep you.
Amen.
He will sustain you. For whatever you're going through, God will come through for you.
Amen.
By God's grace. You know,
Amen.
I always say that be determined. God sees our hearts. Whatever you wish, God can do it. Just keep praying. Just put Him first. You will do it. All right? Thank you so much, Ma, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this small gift will be for you. You can have this
Thank you.
for your tea fair.
Thank you so
Small,
much.
but please manage it. And this also for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ma.
And then, Daddy, thank you for coming. Thank you for bringing her. Amen. You're welcome, sir. All right. This is where I'll be saying goodbye today. I'm sure you've learned something. Please, I need help for her. I need help for Madam Josephine, for her health, for her children. We have done it before. We'll do it again. Ma'am, please call your account details.
Okay.
Please call it. You know, some people might not be able to get to us easily.
Okay.
You can send us a DM on our official page on Instagram, talk2be5000, or on our WhatsApp number that is on the screen at the moment. Just send a message. Please don't call. Just send a message. Send me Madam Josephine's number, account details or number. Trust me, I'll send it to you. Okay? But please call it out. It will also be on the screen so people could see. Please call it.
Echo Bank 154
154
105
105
4311.
4311. Please call it again.
154
154
105
105
4311.
4311. Please.
Echo Bank.
Echo Bank. Whatever. What name is on it?
Josephine Abosede Akirin Lola.
Akirin Lola. Okay. All right. Please, whatever you can support with our children, because of our parents, our health is very, very important. At least, even if it's just the hip transplants that we can do for now. Of course, we have to do the infection treatment first, the bone infection. You know, let's bring her to life again. Let's make her happy. God has been using you, and I know for her, God will use you again. Thank you for watching. Till I come your way, same time next week on the same channel. Do not forget, in whatever thing you're doing, put God first. Be determined and stay focused. I love you. My name is Dr. Abiola Adebayo Akinrinde. God bless you all.
Talk to be, share your experience.
There is something I want to ask, and I want you to be truthful.
What's going on here?
Nothing, my cover.
Tẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́ jẹ́ pọ́nrán jẹ ni kẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀. Ó ti yẹ yín tó bá yẹ kó yún yín ni ẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n bá yín yún. I don't have a problem with it.
What can the problem be?
Kò sówó yín náà wá sá. Kò sí àpò bí àwọn yìí. Èrè ló pé mo ṣe.
ṣeré mi tó ń wò yìí miscarriage ẹ̀mẹ́fà ni mo ti ní mo yẹ dúró yìí.
Ẹlẹ́ bàbá bíbí tẹ̀ jẹ́ kẹ́ mọ́ lára.
Ṣé o mú mi ṣeré ni? Sorry, tó bá keep looking. My patience just up today. Hey, fọwọ́ mi. Bí fóònù ẹ lọ.
Máa lọ mú papers.
Wow. Àwọn ìyàwó iṣẹ́ méjì ló wọ.
Àfi jẹ wọ́n jẹ́ ti fún ni lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n jẹ.
Ìbò ìṣúná kan ọ̀nà fún ìṣúná wà nìyí.